Hey guys, Mustached Tom here to review the movie The Last House. So I haven't seen any trailers for this movie, but it did come out, so, I did come across it. So it's one of those, I guess, luckier movies that's on a lower budget, though I will say the later effects is, I guess, pretty impressive for all things considered, but I digress. So The Last House is a story that follows a family of four as they proceed to get stuck inside their house. Seemingly, the rain, this special rain in particular, seems to lock the family inside the house. However, it is soon revealed that they are not the only ones. Everyone else also seems to be stuck inside. Now, they did have one person at the opening sequence be a runner to essentially show what would happen from somebody from the outside. But we do primarily take a lot of focus on this particular family's survival and ability to do so, from starting off from a few days and inevitably jumping to a few months after a decent section of the movie is done, setting us up with the premise. And other family households are not so lucky from running out of supplies and whatnot. So, one by one, the other households begin to falter, but the family that we are following, because we are following them, seems to find a way, when they start to run out of food, to start hunting from food by using an area of their house, that being the chimney, that doesn't seem to have this locking mechanism happening in that area. So they use it to begin trapping animals, and bringing in the trapped animals for them to eat, alongside building crops. But of course, we couldn't have our horror movie, or I guess more of a general family movie, I guess, without the horror elements of somebody doing something stupid, that being the daughter escaping one of the animals that was trapped and proceeding to get bit and get sick. This has to cause the mother to find a way out of their house. They eventually figure out that the sewer system is also not blocked off by this magic or whatever this is. And we also know that there is the additional threat of the actual creatures. Yes, creatures, plural. But apparently there does seem to be among them this quote-unquote nice creature, this nice alien, for lack of a better term. Though it does seem to suggest through the movie that these aliens are more water-based creatures, and that they might even have come from the depths of the ocean. But it's impossible to say, except that they seem to abide by more water-based rules. So think like Signs, but opposite. That's sort of like what this movie kind of is, to a degree. But I digress. Point being is that while we get a little bit of character work, I suppose, but it's pretty much this family that is in turmoil, and eventually we, at the tail end of the movie, skip from this few months period to a few years. 5 to be exact. So now we have 2 different actors at least playing the children, now that they're older, obviously. With that being the case, though, it is distinct in that we still have stupid decisions, like the son desperately wanting to get out no matter what, and the daughter getting sick, as I suggested. That happens after the 5-year skip, I believe. And other nonsense like this. And all throughout, the daughter is primarily warning that there is, again, this kind alien. Again, I'll just keep using that term because it's whatever. That there is a kind one among them. And so, through desperation and seeing that their house will literally not last that much longer, through the several cracks that have been sort of popping up throughout the movie, and their house is also being smushed underground simultaneously. And so the sea creature attacks this first time and doesn't get any purchase, but the second time they decide to fight back. And they even get as far as trapping it. Though in doing so, I guess they somehow managed to figure out that that's the kind one by some measure. I don't know. Putting away their weapon after freeing it, the creature sort of hisses at them, I think, and then kind of lets them leave. And so, when they do so, they get surrounded by a bunch of other ones, and that one seemingly seems to protect them. And so, the family, with that being the case, are able to fully escape and rule or take back into the world that is now primarily covered in water. And they begin looking for other potential survivors that have lasted that long. And essentially, when it's that, or when we get a signal about somebody else, that is where the movie ends. So yeah, definitely a few issues. Some of the characterization during like the middle and endish parts, this lack of stupidity or bombardment of is really quite annoying. But I guess it does kind of work out in their favor when it's this whole friendly alien bit or friendly creature bit. So, well, again, there isn't too much character work. I wouldn't say the family isn't annoying either. So, I think this movie ends up being like a 5 or a 6. Sort of meh character work, or just like average character work, alongside this sort of living lifestyle of just sort of casually waiting until the waiting can no longer be withheld. And yeah, I think that this movie could have used with a little bit more of creativity. I think that they save a lot of that creativity for the last act when their house is pretty much underwater. Like a lot of the shots are like that and so on. So, I don't know. As is, the movie is fine, I guess. Anyway, that's my review of The Last House. And if you ended up enjoying, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out those links in the description. I want to head you over to my petition, how out small YouTubers, head to my PayPal, you can help support me, my channel directly. And third, to my Discord server, you can join Collab Shield, do that cool stuff for free. And until next time, everyone, bye-bye.